Community Day 2024, all of the movesets being broken down today. Not only that, we're going to check out what is going to be the most relevant as a PvE Pokemon, also known as a meta attacker. So what is the best attackers coming out from these movesets, and then also what's going to be the best PvP Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. Starting off with all these moves, let's start breaking it down in Pokemon Go because we want to know what is going to be the best movesets on these Pokemon. Well, number one, we have to cover the movesets, and then we're going to start covering the best attackers from these movesets. So let's jump right in here. Starting at the top, we're going to have Dartrix into Decidueye with Frenzy Plant. Chansey into Blissey will get Wild Charge. Torracat into Incineroar will get Blast Burn. Weepinbell into Victory Bell will get Magical Leaf. Steenie into Serena will get High Jump Kick. Sliggoo into Gujo will get Thunder Punch. Electric into Electros will learn Volt Switch. Brione into Primarina will learn Hydro Cannon. Either of the Ponytas into Rapidash or the Galarian version will learn Wild Charge. Swadloon into Leavanny will learn Shadow Claw. Primeape into Annihilate will learn Rage Fist. And then let's not forget that we have the Comm Day Classic moves as well, and then the 2023 moves. So the Comm Day Classics will be as follows. Porygon 2 to Porygon Z to learn Tri-Attack. Shelgon into Salamence to learn Outrage. Quilava into Typhlosion to learn Blast Burn. Metang into Metagross for Meteor Mash. And then finally the 2023 movesets. We have the Quilladin into Chestnut for Frenzy Plant. Noibat into Noivern for Boom Burst. Either of the Slowpokes to either of the Slowbros or the Slowkings that will know Surf. Togetic into Togekiss will learn Aura Sphere. Braixen into Delphox will learn Blast Burn. Fracture into Haxorus will learn Breaking Swipe. Poliwhirl into Poliwrath will learn Counter. Poliwhirl with the King's Rock into Politoed will learn Ice Beam. Frogadier into Greninja will learn Hydro Cannon. Charjabug into Vikavolt will learn Volt Switch. And Charjabug will also learn Volt Switch during this time. Girder into Conkeldurr will learn Brutal Swing. Wooper into Quagsire will learn Aqua Tail, and then Paldean Wooper into Clodsire will learn Mega Horn. So there are a lot of movesets going on during this time, but what are going to be some of the top meta attackers that we can focus on here? So let's start off in the fire category. Mega Charizard Y is at the top of this category at 54 as a benchmark. Reshiram is at 47. We have the regular Ho-Oh at 41.69. We have the Blaziken at 39.01, and then we have the Delphox at 38.78, which is also followed by the Incineroar all the way down at 37.58, but it is ahead of the Charizard. So for these Pokemon, guys, honestly, if you had the ability to evolve them and power them up as lucky Pokemon, I might consider doing it. However, these Pokemon are not the most effective, and if you already have some of these Shadows that are up there, some of these Legendaries that are up there, some of these Megas and Primals that are up there, you may consider doing that instead of this. However, like I said, if you do have the lucky version of that, powering them up to level 40 as a lucky Pokemon is a pretty small investment in Stardust, an easy investment in candy. You should have more than enough candy and XL candy by the end of this event. So if you would like to invest in this manner, I would say that it is worth the investment for a multiple of these Pokemon. Obviously, the Blaziken is one of the higher ones. It's not considered here, but the Delphox of all of these Pokemon would be the best fire type that we have out here. So now we're going to check out the grass category. At the top of the grass category, you have the Mega Sceptile with Bullet Seed and Frenzy Plant at 49.35. And then we're going to have the Kartana at 42.93, Zarude at 42.65. Then we have the Shaman, and then we're going to start going down the list. We have multiple Shadow Pokemon here. And then we have the Rillaboom that doesn't even have the Frenzy Plant yet, and it is the top ranked meta attacker in the budget category at 37.75 with Grass Knot. And not too far behind it is actually the Chestnut at 36.99, but that one does have the Comm Day move. And then looking at the Decidueye, it's at 36. So once again, these Pokemon are budget counters. They are not the best in the game. Kartana is an absolutely fantastic Pokemon. Whenever that Shadow comes out, that thing is going to absolutely slay in the grass category. But as of right now, it is not out yet. It probably won't be out for quite some time. So for these Pokemon, once again, same thing goes for the fire category. They are not game-breaking Pokemon, but they are pretty effective from a budget counter perspective, and I would prefer that you guys do have the luckies, which is then going to move us into the dragon category. This one is a very stacked category, so we will see what happens here. Rayquaza with Breaking Swipe is at the top in the Mega at 63.32, followed by the Mega Garchomp. Then we're going to start going down the list. We're going to see the Mega Salamence at 52.23. So from a budget counter perspective, obviously the Mega Garchomp is a little bit more effective, but this one is still effective. Get the XL candies because it will be worth it and pay off at some point. Maybe you'll never use it, but you do have it as a backup, especially if you don't want to pay for all that Rayquaza XL candy that you would have to when doing raid battles. So if you think about it from that perspective, this Pokemon is valuable. It's also a pretty good meta attacker from a budget standpoint. We obviously have it in the Shadow version with the candy, and the XL candy would be valuable at 50.07. Then if we go down the list, we can see the Shadow Dragonite at 48.71, the regular Rayquaza at 46.19, the Haxorus with the Break and Swipe at 44.51, then we have the Palkia in there, and then the regular Salamence at 43.44. And if you guys did want to keep going down the list and find yourself the Goodra, that one would be all the way down there at 35.88. So Goodra is not the most effective meta attacker. Salamence does really well. Haxorus is obviously a really good budget counter as well in the Dragon category if you don't want to go and pay for those legendary XL candies, or you don't want to go after the Shadows, try to grind one out, and then pay the premium on the Stardust to power it up. And next, let's check out the Water category. In the Water category, the top is going to be the Primal Kyogre at 57.74, followed by the Mega Swampert at 49.78, and then the Shadow Kyogre at 49.23. Then if we keep going down the list, we have the Ash Greninja, which is not out yet, the regular Kyogre at 42, and then we see the Primarina with the Hydro Cannon at 38.21. So this one is actually a really powerful budget counter, and at some point we will get a Shadow Primarina, which will be even more powerful than this one is here. But from a budget counter perspective of all of the grass, water, and fire categories, this one is the most effective as far as the top ranked Pokemon in respective to all the other ones on the list. So this one is actually pretty impressive here. And then not too further behind, we also have the Greninja at 37.18. And so while you guys may be saying like, oh, where's the Mega Slowbro? Where's all these other Pokemon that we're talking about? Well, I'm only going over some of the top meta attacker Pokemon in the game, so I don't want to go down on the list and try to pull some of these Pokemon that are completely irrelevant. So if I don't really touch on them here, I would suggest from an attacker standpoint, they're not worth maxing out. PvP, they could be a different story, which we will cover here in a second, but from a PvE perspective, going after raids, they will not be relevant. And now we're going to move into the fighting category. At the top, Force Palm Aurosphero on the Mega Lucario at 59.31. Then we have the Mega Heracross at 47.44, the Mega Blaziken, Terrakion, and then we have the Shadow Conkeldurr at 44.91. So for the Conkeldurr, while it does get Brutal Swing, which is an effective move, fortunately for that Pokemon, it is only going to be relevant for PvP. It will not be relevant for an attacker standpoint. So to get it here is all you have to do is evolve it or just wait for it. But most importantly, you could just evolve this Pokemon anytime and get Counter and Dynamic Punch once you're allowed to TM away frustration. And then if we're going to check out the regular Conkeldurr, it's at 38.73. And if you want to see the Shadow Annihilate, it's at 37.9. So the Shadow Annihilate is less effective than the regular form of the Conkeldurr. And then finally, we have one more category, which is going to be Steel. So Steel will be Sun Steel Strike at 60.89 on the Dusk Mane Necrozma, followed by the Mega Metagross at 53.11, the Shadow Metagross at 50.94, and the regular Metagross at 44.04, dominating the Steel category right here. So Metagross is always relevant. The Mega is not out yet, but the Shadow is, and that Pokemon is very effective. So those are all the meta relevant attackers that are going to be stacked up during Comm Day. But let's check out PvP. There's a long list of Pokemon that we can check out that we are going to cover starting right now. The Decidueye in the Ultra League is going to be ranked 77 with Astonish, Frenzy Plant, and Spirit Shackle at a 0, 14, 13. In the Master League, just as a reminder, the Blissey is not most effective in any of the PvP Pokemon at 451. However, this Pokemon is a great gym defender, so powering this Pokemon up as a lucky Pokemon, even if it doesn't have the best stats, even at 12, 12, 12, powered up to level 40, is still going to be a slight deterrent of people going into gyms. It is not a fun Pokemon to fight, and it is tanky. And then we're gonna have the Goodra in the Great League with Dragon Breath, Aqua Tail, and the Thunder Punch, ranked 45 at a 114-14. In the Ultra League, it's gonna be ranked 66 without that Thunder Punch, with Dragon Breath, Aqua Tail, and Power Whip at a 0, 12, 12. And then in the Master League, it's going to be Dragon Breath, Aqua Tail, and Draco Meteor at 100% IVs. So Goodra is one of those multi-purpose Pokemon that can fit well in any team league for Great, Ultra, and Master. That is a rare Pokemon and something that does do well. While it is not the most effective dragon attacker, this Pokemon, it does do extremely well in PvP. Primarina in the Ultra League is going to be Waterfall, Disarming Voice, and Hydro Cannon at rank 63. Then we're going to go to Rapidash in the Ultra League with Incinerate, Wild Charge, which is the Comm Day move, and Flame Charge at rank 88. And that's going to be a 0-15-14 at level 47. Then we have the Annihilate in the Great League, rank 41, with Counter Rage Fist and Close Combat at a 2-15-15. 27 in the Ultra League at Counter Rage Fist and Close Combat at a 0-15-15. And then in the Master League, rank 45 with Counter Rage Fist and Close Combat. So the Annihilate is also not the most effective fighting type of counter in the game, but from a PvP perspective, it's another one of those rare Pokemon that does well in the Great, Ultra, and Master League. Those Pokemon are not common to come about, but this one is another one that does constantly stack up, especially with that Rage Fist move. Then we have the Salamence in the Master League at rank 99 with Dragon Tail, Fly, and Outrage. Then the Typhlosion in the Master League with Incinerate, Blast Burn, and Thunder Punch, ranked 71 at a 0-13-15. Then we're going to look at the Metagross in the Master League with Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, and Earthquake. And then we're going to check out the Chestnut, which is going to be in the Great League, 95, Vine Whip, Frenzy Plant, and Superpower at a 1-15-15. And then in the Great League, the Togetic is actually ranked 64 with Fairy, Wind, Aerial Ace, and Dazzling Gleam at a 0-14-14. The Togekiss, ranked 86 in the Master League, is going to be with Charm, Ancient Power, and Aura Sphere. Master League for the Haxorus, Dragon Tail, Breaking Swipe, and Night Slash at 110. The Poliwrath in the Ultra League with Counter, which is the Comm Day move, Icy Wind, and Scald at a 0-14-14. The Greninja in the Great League with Water Shuriken, Hydro Cannon, and Night Slash at a 3-15-12. In the Ultra League, it's going to be ranked 94 with the same moveset at a 0-13-14. And then let's go on to the last couple Pokemon, which is going to be Quagsire in the Great League with Mudshot, Aquatail, and Stone Edge at a 0-15-14. And then Clodsire is actually ranked 1 and 6 with Poison Sting, Sludge Bomb, and Earthquake at 0-14-13. And then in the Ultra League, ranked 52 with the exact same moveset at a 15-15-15 all the way maxed out. So I know some of you guys are like, wow, that was really fast. Well, all you have to do is pause on the screen for some of these Pokemon that you do want. Watch this video multiple times, share this video with people. It will be easy to find these Pokemon in your bag. Just go through these Pokemon, and on Comm Day, what you can do is just write these stats down, or just come back and reference this video after you're done grinding and make a note like, hey, I got this. Here's the thing, for the Comm Day Pokemon 2023, which I did cover in here, you unfortunately will not be able to get the PvP stats. So hopefully you have these Pokemon sitting in your bag from past experiences, because you hatch eggs, they cannot go below 10-10-10, so only if they are a Master League Pokemon will they be relevant. So that's all the movesets for Comm Day wrap up 2024. Good luck guys out there. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.